Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here today with Sandy Gunderson, and she is representing Natural Innovations today. And we're going to talk about, we're doing our annual show on waste-free holiday, getting better at having holidays waste-free, and maybe just thinking more about the gifts we give and how we give them and what we give. Sandy, let's talk first about some of these items. This is important to do every year, because every year maybe somebody will maybe not use wrapping paper, or just take one thing that they'd like to, get rid of the waste through the holidays.
You don't have to do it all. If you just do one or two things even, that's great. It's a great way just to reduce waste. So just a few examples. Can we talk about a few examples?
Yes, we can.
Good. So here's one idea. If we want to, wrapping paper is not recyclable. And so a great way to change that is to use an old map, maybe, or comics, newspaper, and then that is recyclable. Mm-hmm. So we like that. And then if you want to add a pretty ribbon to it, that would be great. Or, I love this kind of, oh, sorry. We could put a wrap.
It matches your jacket.
We could put a wrap around the microwave or around the microphone. So just something simple like that. You can use this, and then you could also use the ribbon later. So that's always good. For example, how about using a tote bag? Great thing. Just adding a tote bag, putting your present inside the tote bag, and then the gift that keeps on giving. I love that.
That's a very good gift. And I see you have another little bag here, too, speaking of bags. This is a little compact bag. It looks very, very nice color, packable, and reusable.
And reusable. That's the best thing. So, again, the gift that keeps on giving. Or here's a little bag that you have, and then it's insulated. So you can use that for your lunch bag.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very simple ideas, just to instead of using wrap.
So some good wrapping ideas with the map. I see you've got the Massachusetts map here on, but you can find old maps, at the thrift store around your house. I'm sure there's a lot of old Minnesota maps.
Yeah, at my house there is, yeah. And you think, I don't really want to throw those away, but I could use them again. And they're just kind of cool. There's something different. Mm-hmm. They're maybe not as colorful with snowmen wrap, but this is, to me, I would much rather get something like that.
All right, so what else do we have here? I see you have some books here.
How about giving a book to someone that you know, and so you could even just stick a bow on that if you wanted to, instead of wrapping it. But just books that I have around the home, and they're great, colorful reading books. And kids, don't they love books? So pick something that maybe has a lot of great pictures in it. So that's something that simple. Some locally made gifts, soup mix. How about jam? Bought at the farmer's market. And something that's simple.
All right, so some great ideas for a waste-free holiday here on Hometown Happenings with Sandy Gunderson from Natural Innovations. Before we get into some of the other ideas, Sandy, let's talk a little bit about Natural Innovations and tell us a little bit about the organization.
Well, I believe we started in about 2004. I believe, and it's basically just an organization that promotes education in environmental issues. And so we've had speaker forums, we have radio spots, and so it's just educating people in all different topics, whether it's education on why not to use burn barrels or land use, things like that. So there's all kinds of information. And so if you'd like more information, you can go to www.naturalinnovations.org, and there's all kinds of information, even aquatic invasive species information, some great videos on there. So we encourage people to go on that.
All right. And we're talking about having a waste-free holiday, making it as waste-free as we can these days with Sandy Gunderson from Natural Innovations. And I see Dan Olson has walked into the room, just flew in from the North Pole. His arms are tired. But we're going to take a break and come back with more from Sandy and also Dan next on Hometown Happenings. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings, here with the folks from the Natural Innovations Organization. I've got Sandy Gunderson and Dan Olson. Welcome, Dan.
Hi, thanks for having us.
We're talking about having a waste-free holiday, becoming more waste-free. Not that, like Sandy said, you'd have to do it all at once, but if you maybe take one thing every year and pay a little bit more attention to the wastes that you use or don't use, it might it might help. It might have a good outcome. But we brought in our stats man here, Dan Olson, talk a little bit about some of the waste that we generate during the holidays.
Right. This is the time of year that we have a big increase generally. For example, it's estimated that between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day, more than 1 million tons of additional waste is generated each week nationwide. In fact, 38,000 miles of ribbon alone is thrown out each year, enough to tie a bow around the earth. So this time of year, it's a great time to think about some of the alternatives, reusing paper, reusing maps like Sandy was mentioning, to kind of maybe put a dent in some of these statistics that are kind of the downside of this holiday season.
All right. Well, let's talk more about some of the alternatives we have here. Sandy, you have a couple certificates.
Gift certificates. How about giving gift certificates for your service, babysitting service, washing dishes service, taking out the garbage? I mean, anything that you can share with your family, or with relatives, or with friends. Washing someone's car. Who wouldn't love that?
I like giving a shovel to a young teenage boy or girl and give him my address and. That's the gift that keeps on giving, I'd have to say. All right, so that's a great idea. Gift certificates, you can print off some of these, or you can make your own handmade gift certificates. That's always great for younger kids too, or anyone, like you said. All right, and you have something here, a little concoction.
This is bath salts or foot salts, and it's basically, you can find these recipes online really easily, and it smells. Again, I wish we had smell-o-vision. Did I just spill some? It smells great, and it feels even better. If you, put it in a foot bath, oh, what's not to love about that? And then how about, I love these. This is what I got when I was born, yes, many years ago. And this is the first thing I look for come Christmas, to put this up. And so this is just a great locally made Christmas present. So that's just an idea and a great way to reduce waste.
Yes, and you can take up a hobby, knitting. You knit your own socks, if anybody knows how to do that anymore. So some gift ideas to make this a waste-free holiday, not only gift ideas, but just ways that you can wrap items, using maps as we suggested, or reusable bags, and that sort of thing, and also making gift certificates. And Dan, anything else, any other stats that you can come up with, or any other ideas that you have?
No, again, just to think about past Christmases and what the living room looks like after all the gifts have been given and opened, and just kind of multiply that by many hundreds, thousands, and millions, and you can kind of picture why this is a good time to think of ways we can reduce some of that.
And I know we've only got about a minute left, but there's also, once you're done with the holidays, you can recycle your lights. And I know you can wear your talking trash hat for a second or two here.
You can recycle your lights. We actually take them at the Becker County Transfer Station and also at the courthouse all year long. And then there's several locations: Washington Square Mall, the library, thrift store, Buick's Ace Hardware. And we take them all. We take them through January, and then at the courthouse and the landfill all year long.
Some excellent ideas, and hoping that you have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Dan Olson and Sandy Gunderson with Natural Innovations, thanks so much. And we'll see you next time on Hometown Happenings.